It is the Riot Podcast, Monday, June 20th. Not too bad for a Monday,
Hopefully,
I'd say.
everybody had a wonderful weekend and you're ready for a nice new week of podcasts.
We all had a good weekend, right, guys? Didn't we, guys?
I think so.
Yeah.
It was a good weekend.
Pretty
It was a good weekend.
I had a grand old time yesterday for Father's Day, doing all that jazz. So cooking out with my dad and the rest of my family. Had some wonderful brats, some good hamburgers, some great stuff.
Now,
You saved some leftovers for us?
Unfortunately, did not.
by saying that, though, that was a lot of like, me. How'd your dad enjoy
Oh, let me tell you. My dad had a blast.
Okay, good. That's important.
He had such a good time. It was a lot of
Good.
fun.
Did he do the grilling?
It was a mixture of him and my brother, my younger brother.
Does he wear an apron when he does it?
He does not.
Oh,
we should have had him in Nathan.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
would
think he
be
even
great.
has one.
That
That
would have
would
been a
be
good
amazing.
Father's Day gift.
Yeah, him and
come on.
my younger brother who still lives at home. They have this big smoker and they smoke a bunch of meats together. That's like their thing. So they were all hyped up for yesterday to smoke the meat for everybody.
Nice. Well, what kind of meat was it?
We had
brats and burgers.
brats and burgers, and they were so good.
Smoked burgers.
It was so
Wow.
good. They were pretty awesome. So it made for a good Father's Day overall.
All right. Well, what about what happened today? Anything good?
Well, today we talked about how beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and how some faces are just built better than others. Apparently, I mean, I don't really see that, but one of the popular faces right now is Amber Heard's face. Not only are you seeing it every time you scroll through TikTok, but apparently it's a pretty good one too.
Well, they're saying that this plastic surgeon said that proportion-wise and based on, I don't know, some Greek stuff from back in the day, that it really is, the most symmetrical or just that. And so I don't know if now should have been the time they come out with that.
Right.
But that's fine. I
Yeah.
don't know if someone would feel confident going in if you wanted plastic surgery for like, make me look like her.
Yeah, give me
the
the
Amber
Amber
Heard.
Heard, please.
I don't know if that's happening as much anymore.
Yeah. Well, that was it was a surprise to see, to say the least.
That's true.
Yeah, we talked about that. Then on the back end of the show, we talked about a man who was trying to pretty much swindle some money out of his ex-girlfriend, and some people online were a little bit upset with him.
And it's not Johnny Depp.
No. No, when you hear this story, like I know there's always more details to a breakup and to how people act. It just feels like this one, I don't know, it feels pretty petty. But
Yeah.
money brings that out in people.
Yeah, some people more than others.
Yeah, and then at the very end of the show, we talked about how I had a little bit of a debacle with my roommate because he decided to finish a show that we had been watching together without me.
And which show is it again?
A Temptation Island.
Temptation Island. I want you to say that every time.
It's my favorite TV show of all time.
So when you're done with it, though, what's your next one? Are you going to go stick with a reality show or go
Next,
something else?
I'll definitely watch so right now we're on season 3 of Temptation Island. I've seen 1 and 2 already.
Yeah.
And then we will move on to season 4 together.
How'd you get
After
so far
4?
behind?
What do you mean get so far behind?
What?
Well, they come out with 1 a year, and so usually I would always watch it in college with my friends, and then I graduated from college, and I had no one to watch it with. And shows aren't as fun when you're watching them alone.
Especially when it's a reality show.
Yeah, reality TV show. It's not as fun when it's by
you were
yourself.
supposed to leave Temptation Island back in college.
Well, you'd think so, but it's just so good.
It is
I gotta watch it just to
The
see what
drama,
it is.
it's incredible.
Is it
I
the
would
British
recommend.
one?
No, that's Love Island.
Love Island, okay.
So this one is in the U.S. And if you like reality TV, the Love Islands, The Bachelors, there's no better one than Temptation Island. It's incredible.
Oh my gosh!
So,
All right. Well, what
Nick-
about the one where they had the trap door and the lady would fall through it? Do you remember that? That one was.
What?
Oh, that was the Netflix one. Remember?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what that was called.
It was in the promo, and then the 3 people would be standing on, and they didn't know they
That's
were on
right.
trap
What
doors.
was that? I don't even know what that was.
Anybody
You're going to have
remember?
to report back on
Yeah, I'll
that
have to
one for
look
us.
back into that one for you guys. But yeah, Temptation Island, 5 out of 5 would recommend to anyone who likes reality TV. It's incredible.
We just have to let them enjoy it. We all have our
Yeah.
quirks, don't we?
We all have our things.
Enjoy the podcast. If you happen to remember the trapdoor one, please text me.
Text
Let
in.
me know. I want to give them a good one for the next one to watch. You're welcome to text anytime to 877-2-RADIO-U. We do try the new Baja flavors for Mountain Dew. If you're a part of our video podcast and you're watching this, just go to the previous video and we taste test the Baja Blast and Baja Mango Gem. So you can watch that video when you're done with the podcast.
Enjoy.
Bye.
See you guys.
Don't say we didn't warn you. This is the worst of the riot.
You know what's coming up, Nikki?
What's coming up?
The holidays.
Which, 4th of July. I was like,
Nope. After that.
Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween. It's coming up.
Why are we working on Halloween already?
It's not. What? It's only a couple months away.
Yeah. Let's get through the heat of the summer first, and then we'll worry about that.
Some people like to think ahead because they don't like the summertime as much. So you want to look ahead to something that excites you.
I know a lot of people that are counting down to Christmas already.
Yeah,
so
you might be one of them.
Understand it.
So that the Halloween is coming up, and also you got to think about too. Halloween is turned in. July 4th. That's like one weekend.
Yeah.
Halloween. That's like a month. So it's turned into Christmas where it gets its own season.
I think because they can sell more decorations for it.
Yep.
I think more people are into decorating their house or their place compared to the 4th of July where maybe you have some streamers and some flags.
Yeah, you don't do
too much
decorating with that. Well, it's funny you should mention decorations because I have here quite possibly the most famous Halloween decoration of them all at the moment. The 12-foot skeleton.
Oh, from Home Depot.
Remember that?
Oh.
That was a big one. What? It took off during COVID, right?
Yeah.
So when people had nothing to do.
Well, you couldn't go out and see friends, but you could have a 12-foot skeleton.
And that could be your friend.
He couldn't get you sick.
And he's a good friend. Well, they are bringing back the 12-foot skeleton, unsurprisingly, in 2022. And of course, they've made some noticeable improvements.
Oh, they have?
Yeah. If you remember last year, first it was just a 12-foot skeleton. Then they went ahead. I think they still have outfits you could dress up your skeleton in.
Yeah, because they wanted to make it something that you felt comfortable. Wrong word there, but they wanted to make sure you felt comfortable having this investment piece.
Yeah.
So that you could leave him out and dress him up for like Christmas or whatever you wanted.
Do they want the you to be comfortable, or do they want the skeleton to be comfortable with a nice
you
flowy
to feel
fabric?
Better making a very expensive decoration purchase.
Well, now they're trying to make people uncomfortable with the new upgrades to the 12-foot skeleton this year.
It's Mr. Skeleton.
Mr. Skeleton?
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Skeleton was his father. He goes by Giant Skeleton.
That's my father. Please don't call me that.
Mr. Skeleton, the 12-foot giant skeleton at Home Depot, now has LCD technology in his eyes where his eyes will follow you around.
Ooh, when you're
As
walking
you walk
by.
past or drive past, you'll see the skeleton staring right back at you.
He can run on batteries or be plugged in, and I think that's the main update to him.
Yeah, that looks like the big new upgrade. So the 12-foot skeleton has now gotten a little bit scarier, wouldn't
How
you say?
much does he get? Oh, $300 still?
$300, and I clicked on the buy now link and nothing. So I hope that doesn't mean it's already sold out.
I don't think
June 20th.
I don't think it's available quite yet.
Yeah,
but they're just letting you know that if you want a 12-foot skeleton, which a neighbor in off of our neighborhood has one, and it is weird.
Weird?
It's fun, but weird. It's fun the first time you see it. No, it just has it out.
Is it spooky? Especially when you drive in and it's still dark out.
It's just hard to explain.
And the wind is howling.
It's fine. It's not even spooky, and it's fine when you see it the first time. You're like, oh my gosh, they got the 12-foot skeleton. And then, you go past it several times. You're just like, yeah, there's a 12-foot skeleton. Hi, skeleton.
Yeah.
Mister.
You look at it and you say, nice $300 investment you made there. Yeah.
Everybody knows how much you spent on it.
Yeah, you must be doing better than me, or you must be really bad with your money.
That's all right. So it's available, and now it follows. Its eyes will look at you into your soul and follow you as you walk by.
Yeah, so plan ahead because like we keep learning, you need to plan everything ahead these days.
These sell out rather quickly.
Oh, yeah, they do. So, hey, keep your eye on it.
As it keeps its eye on you.
It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Many have wondered throughout the course of human history, what makes the most beautiful face and who has it? And now we have somebody who has finally come up with an answer. Dr. Julian da Silva from the Center for Advanced Facial, Cosmetic, and Plastic Surgery in London. He used face mapping techniques to discover who has the most beautiful face in the world.
Are we doing a drum roll or what are we doing here?
Would you like the reveal or would you like to make a guess? Anybody?
Well, I mean,
Or
no,
have you seen?
The only thing is with it being facial, cosmetic, and plastic surgery. Are we talking like a natural face or a plastic surgery face?
Well, there's different categories. You know, we've got like all natural over here. We'll keep them by themselves, and then a little bit of work done. They have to be separate. Like they can't be competing against
And
each
then there's
other.
the people that have had work done, and you can tell.
Yeah.
And then there's the others where you're like, oh, I couldn't tell.
Yeah, that's the sweet spots, they
Sure.
call it. So he used the old Greek formula. They simply call it, the Greeks did, phi back in the day. And so it's the phi ratio for beauty.
Yeah.
He used that, developed years ago, the ancient Greeks, and used that with face mapping techniques and found that the most beautiful face in the world right now, Amber Heard.
Oh, bad timing on that one. Bad timing. Are we talking
Amber-
inside our beauty or outside our beauty?
Definitely exterior.
Facial beauty only.
Okay, and I was
And-
on TikTok for a lot of that trial, and a lot of people brought up that she has had work done.
You think
Yeah.
she's in that category? Do you think? What do you think the odds are she threatened to poop on his bed?
Well,
That's how she got this.
did she like her surgery or not?
So she is named the most beautiful woman in the world. That's according to this face mapping technology that Julian de Silva developed. Now, just because she has the most beautiful face on a score of 0 to 100, she scored a 91.85. So still plenty of room for improvement. She's
Still-
going to need to get some more work done.
Still more work done.
But that doesn't mean that she doesn't have the perfect face. She just has the best face overall. But using the same techniques, this doctor also discovered that Kim Kardashian has the best eyebrows. The best eyes goes to Scarlett Johansson. And the most perfect lips, Emily Ratajkowski.
Oh, so, okay.
Yeah. Oddly enough, all of the people that have the most perfect features, huge celebrities.
Yeah, Rihanna.
there'd
Crazy
just be
how that works.
Yeah, you think there'd just be some random woman out there that actually
No.
has really perfect lips. The rest of her face, nothing to write home about, but the perfect lips, she's a 1 in a million.
They say Rihanna's face shape and then Kate Moss's forehead. So I guess like if you get work done,
Congratulations, Kate Moss.
You got a good
the best
forehead.
forehead.
I think though, like when
What
you
if you go on a date with somebody? I just love your forehead. I really
man.
have to compliment. You just have a beautiful forehead.
I think that's a flag. That's a red flag right there. But if you get work done, you go in. A lot of times you have an inspiration pick, and so you they will pick like,
So now-
and so you go in and you're like, I want these lips or these eyes.
Now, there will be people going in saying, I would like to have Kate Moss's forehead, please. If you can make my forehead look just like, I feel like that's really where I'm lacking, is the
Sure.
forehead department.
Well,
What do you
all
make
right
of all
to
this?
him. That's good.
I think it's wild to be able to just like categorize them in such small groups. Like, I mean, obviously people like have different faces and people prefer different things. So for it being like the most perfect, I mean, for one, like everybody we've listed, like it wasn't even like, I don't know, it's not even like the natural version usually. So
Sure.
I don't know, it is what it
You're
is.
saying, how can you quantify beauty? Is it all in the eye of the beholder?
I just
you
want
could
to
say?
know what my ranking was. Did I even get put in, or my lips even being considered? I don't know. It seemed as if they're only picking the top celebrities. Was my nose even considered for best nose?
I'm
I don't know.
afraid if you're not famous enough, then you're not one of the choices.
Well, then do we even know? We don't even know.
We're getting there, though. We're going to keep working on the show.
Our
and one
beauty
day,
or
So it's the most
fame.
beautiful face of all celebrities because they didn't even take
Yeah.
any of ours into account.
yeah, I think that's a big failure.
Dude,
on
if we
their
went in,
part.
they'd be like, here, pick from the book.
Yes.
You're here for having something done?
I'm like, no, I want you to rate my face. All right. So I'm not trying to get work done.
What, you go in, the guy's like, oh, no, it's perfect.
It's like a 39%er here is what you come out with.
You don't need any work done. You're like,
Oh my
really?
God.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The worst of the riot. Radio U.
Now, I have here news on a new Disney remake. It almost feels like they want to take some attention away. Don't look at how Lightyear performed poorly over the weekend. Look about, we've been coming up next. Yeah. Look over here. And
Technically, I did hear about this, I think, right before Lightyear stuff.
because they knew that Lightyear was about to fail.
Uh-huh.
So what we have here is Disney. Are they officially going through and remaking every single cartoon into a real life live action movie?
Yes, I think that's the plan. I mean, maybe like if you go back to when you were young and remember, like your one movie had the first one that came out, and then there was like 2 or 3 like direct to streaming sort of things. So like those, I don't think they're remaking, just the main features.
We'll see, because so remember how they redid Aladdin?
Yes,
and that did really well for some reason. And now I hear they're making another one.
Did you ever watch Aladdin?
I watched some of it. I watched some of like the songs and stuff. I did not like it.
It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, because the trailers, if you go back for Aladdin,
they made it look bad.
Looked
terrible.
Yeah.
But it was Guy Ritchie who did that one, right?
It was, and he's I think he's on hand to do a sequel, which would be the Return of Jafar or something, or maybe they'll do something completely different. But they are now talking of Guy Ritchie. He has been added on to not only he directed Aladdin, he's also going to direct a remake of Hercules.
Hey!
Hercules. Isaiah came in and he demanded to be included in this conversation because
that's not what happened.
Was that your favorite?
It's not what happened.
I know that you did love Hercules when you were a child.
It was my favorite, one of my favorite childhood movies of all time. Definitely, for me, I would say like top 3 probably. Top 4.
3. So you must be so excited then that they are taking the cartoon, which you fell in love with as a young boy, and they're remaking it in an all new live action, exciting way. You must be very excited.
See, I just don't think that every movie can go from cartoon to live action. So this movie I loved as a cartoon. Live action, I probably won't even watch it.
Why not?
Because it's just not one of those things I saw as a child. It was a good cartoon, but it just doesn't do anything for me now. The live action stuff never does anything for me.
Well, you'll have to, let's go back to Hercules. It was released back in 1997. It was a box office dud compared to some of the other Disney movies, but became a cult classic because of VHS and Disney Channel.
And people like Isaiah. Although I actually loved Hercules, the movie, when I was a child as well. It's a great movie.
It is a good movie.
It received a direct-to-video sequel and a spin-off TV series.
I don't remember that.
That lasted 2 seasons.
I remember the show. I did not know there was a Hercules follow-up movie.
And then you might be more familiar with it if you played Kingdom Hearts, because it was one of the more reoccurring worlds in Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, yeah, of course. Kingdom Hearts, yes. So here's some questions. We've got Guy Ritchie. He's on to direct the
why
movie.
is Guy Ritchie doing?
I don't know, but it's a weird choice, right? Especially, I didn't even catch that he did Aladdin.
Yeah, he
But
did.
at that time, if I noticed, I would have been crazy because he's known for doing like Lock, Stock, and 2 Smoking Barrels and A Man from U.N.C.L.E. and like just violent adult movies. And then he's doing Aladdin and Hercules.
Well, sometimes you just want money
kids.
and you want an easier movie to make.
Yeah, that's right. So here's what I want to know. Who are they going to get to play all these characters in real life? First of all,
it's going to be The Rock because they just stick him in everything.
The Rock?
Yeah.
They can't stick The
he's
Rock.
not Greek, though.
Well, okay.
Well, the person who plays it isn't going to be Greek either. That's not how it's going
It
to go.
should be.
Well, you tell us if you can think of anybody.
Because Hercules also has red hair. Are there any jacked redheads in Hollywood?
It's a good question. They can fix that. That's okay.
they can toss red on anybody's
Well,
head.
that's going to be offensive.
Well, Isaiah, I know you're working out more. So
Yeah,
you
maybe
wanna
it
just
couldn't be me.
keep bulking up.
What do you think about they have to, for Phil, it still has to be Danny DeVito, right? Wouldn't that be a huge failure if they don't get Danny DeVito to do it?
I doubt they would.
They won't do
Why
it.
not?
They won't. He's just.
It would be
done.
too perfect. That's why they can't help themselves, but recast that with somebody who wouldn't be as good.
I'll have to think. I don't even barely remember the movie. So
I think
I'll have
everybody should be Danny DeVito. Should be in every movie.
You do.
Every movie could be improved by adding Danny DeVito.
Wait, I'm sorry. No one else agrees with that.
What? What? Danny DeVito? Think of how many misses does Danny DeVito have?
I don't even know
How many
his
hits?
stuff.
How many hits?
Twins is amazing.
That's what you're coming up with?
That is a
You know,
strong argument.
I only know that movie because that's a dad movie and you watched with your dad.
I don't even know how many more Danny DeVito movies I can think of off
That's
the top
all
of
you
my
got?
head.
So
But I
not
love
many
him.
wins, I'm hearing.
I love him.
All right,
Not many
well,
losses.
Focusing back on Hercules. So, yes, it's getting a live action. Guy Ritchie's going to do that. And I guess we'll have to see who gets to be Hercules.
Yeah, I hate to say that all these live action ones don't do anything for me either, but that doesn't mean I'm not intrigued. I just still don't think it'll be good.
We'll see what the take is on it.
Especially if Danny DeVito's not involved.
This is Radio U's Worst of the Riot.
This is a wild one. We've got a story here out of China. A man from Shanghai, he and his girlfriend recently broke up,
Yeah.
and somehow it got out into the news that after their breakup, he sent her basically a long list of items, expenditures that he incurred during the time they were together. Basically, a bill.
That he
An
wants her to
itemized
pay?
bill of all the things he thinks she should pay him back for that he spent money on during their time together.
How long were they dating for?
Does it say how
It
long?
seems like a while.
It must have been a while.
Is it a long bill? No.
It's a long bill.
It is a long bill. Yeah, I can tell you that in total, it equals out to close to 9,000 American dollars.
So it includes travel stuff. Oh my gosh. Like he's got itemized stuff for like 2 bottles of water, other expenses like taking care of his ex's sick mother. Wow. All right.
It looks like they were dating at least going back about a year.
Yeah.
They were together about a year. And so he has it all broken down literally by day. Anything he spent money on.
So do you know
that
what
he wants her to
then?
pay him
You know
back
what makes
for.
me the most mad about this?
What's that?
That means each day he was tracking stuff.
Right? You have
He's
to.
writing it
Yeah,
down.
he's writing
There's
it down.
no way you could go back through a year of your life and go, oh, yep, that's right. On May 22nd, that's right. I remember that I had to pay money to buy you a soda when we were at the carnival.
Can you
So-
imagine that just being like, oh, Cindy, another Mountain Dew?
Oh,
That's
hey.
going to cost
You're
you.
like, why are you always going to your Google Doc? Hang on.
Sure you want to get a pop, not a water? Okay,
Yeah.
get the pop. I'm marking that down.
Well, it feels extra shady when you wouldn't disclose that to your girlfriend or your boyfriend that you're keeping track just in case it doesn't work out.
Yeah, so maybe this is why they broke up.
I think he's like an accountant or something who's really into numbers, and that's his happy place.
Oh, so wait, you think maybe, though, that in a way excuses it, right?
Well, it excuses what he was doing. It doesn't mean he needs to actually send
Yes,
her a bill.
correct.
Like if you find fun in taking a look back at what you spent that day, that's great. But that's not something you would actually go and ask a girlfriend to pay back.
Yeah, well, I guess if you're just meticulous about numbers, whether it's for the purpose of getting somebody to pay you back or just keeping track of everything you spend. I know a few people like that. So that is understandable. But yeah, you still don't need to send a bill for $9,000, especially after he says a lot of the expenses relate to his ex's mother who was sick.
And she passed away.
She passed away. So now she's broken up with this guy. I don't know who it doesn't actually say who broke up with who, but I'm going to guess she broke up with him. She's got a dead mom. And he's saying, hey, can you pay me back for all that time I helped out with your mom who died?
And the bottled waters.
Yeah. How
And
about
those Mountain Dews, baby.
reopen the wound there? Wow.
Well, I don't think that works. I mean, unless you had an understanding at the beginning of your relationship, it's kind of hard at the end to just throw that out there.
It is unclear whether she has decided to pay him back. So hopefully,
Oh, she'll pay him back.
hopefully she does not.
I don't think she will. There's
don't
no
think.
way.
There will be some sort of paying back. Maybe not in money.
Yeah, it may not be money. I think also that this may be this guy's last girlfriend for a while.
Yes,
If I had to
thank
guess,
you.
I mean, not that I wouldn't want to pick him up off the street tomorrow, but I don't think he'll have a girlfriend for a while.
Well, at least maybe he's good with money. So that could work in his favor.
I don't know, and it's maybe he's just very cheap as well.
It
That
could
could be
be.
something too. But that's
Does
a
it
whole
say
other
whether he
level of
paid full
petty.
price for the appetizers or what?
No chance. Not a chance.
So he's demanding that his ex-girlfriend compensate him for at least 50% of when they were out at restaurants and stuff. So not everything is 100%, but Wow, what a keeper. I'm surprised it didn't work out.
Yeah, that's it does. You do have to raise an eyebrow about how they lasted so long together when you see the way he's acting.
Well, if anybody ever thought of doing that, don't.
Yeah.
And he's single, ladies, so if you want a new catch, I found him for you.
You'd have to be there's no one
Down
else.
bad.
Yeah,
no
you're
one
You gotta
else
be
out
down
there.
bad.
Just go Dutch.
Find more Riot content online. Riot.radiou.com.
Speaking of relationships, Isaiah.
You're just leading him in like that.
You have the best lead-ins. I mean, I don't know if there's another guy in radio that leads in a segment like you do.
I'm a
So,
professional. What can I say?
going off of that,
Maybe you could have said some of the biggest relationships we have is actually with our roommates.
that's a
And
good one.
then you lead into Isaiah.
That was incredible.
Maybe Nikki should host the show.
Well, you know. So,
I'm just here for the fun.
my roommate Andrew and I ran into a little bit of a debacle yesterday, as recently we have gotten into watching our favorite show, which is currently Temptation Island.
Why are you guys watching that?
We love reality TV, and so going back, we're on season 3 right now. So, well, at least I'm on season 3 right now because yesterday for Father's Day I had left the house before Andrew had because his cookout wasn't until a little bit later in the day, and so we ended up going home later on that night together, and he was like, "You're gonna be mad at me while you were gone today." I finished the final 2 episodes, and I was like, "The final 2?"
Of season 3?
Of season 3
Of Temptation Island?
of Temptation Island, and we've watched the entire show,
So wait, are
the
you
entire
saying
show together.
He was tempted?
Yes, he was. He gave in to the
He
temptation.
gave in to the last temptation.
He did, and I was utterly disappointed because we have watched every single episode together up until this point, and I was like, it would have been one thing if you watched like the second to last episode, and then I watched that one, but you watched the finale,
Or at least
the
told you.
final episode.
Yeah.
You watched, you clicked on that, and you were like, maybe I should wait for Isaiah. No, I'm gonna watch it, and so now I'm gonna have to watch it by myself.
That hurts.
That means that he's way more into it than you because he couldn't even wait.
He couldn't wait, and see, I wanted to watch it too, and this is what he said too yesterday. He goes, "But I'll watch it again with you."
Oh, no.
And I'm like, "No, I wanted to react together. I wanted to be able to
count.
see
Yeah.
it together, and now the laughs aren't the same."
I actually that's rough, and he actually did himself a disservice in some way because when you watch a show with somebody and you watch a lot of the show together, part of the fun, right, is talking about the show. Now he has watched the end of the show and he has to hold in his talking. He can't talk to you about it until you finish it. If I was you, I would get my revenge by
Watching
holding
it
on.
solo? Or just not watching it at all?
Or wait to watch it a long time so that he that'll
can't
actually
continue?
That will kill his interest in it.
No, I have
because he
something
won't
more
have anybody to
petty.
talk to with it.
You ready for this one?
Even more petty. Let's hear it.
Find a new friend. Invite them over to watch the last 2 episodes.
And watch it with them.
Start talking to him like, oh, hey, he needs a place to live. He's looking for a roommate. And make your roommate feel like you're going to shove him out and
You're
bring
out.
this new guy in.
All right, you're out. Yeah, the other thing too is like the commentary, like especially for the final episode, he didn't even get to hear my commentary on it for the laughs.
That's
It's just-
right.
It's just ridiculous.
Aw,
And
your
so
feelings are hurt.
I'm thoroughly upset today. I'm probably going to end up watching the final episodes sometime later today, but it will not be the same.
Ouch.
How
That
many
is
other
tough.
seasons are there?
There is one more season after this,
Are you
but
gonna
like
watch
it's
that
like
with
they're
him?
all we'll end up watching it together. I will end up forgiving him, but at the same time because they're all like solo, since it's a reality TV show, it's like a new season of The Bachelor. So like every single time it's the finale, it's
Yeah.
the finale of that season.
Are you
Temptation
sure that he
Island.
hasn't started the next season without you?
He probably is already 3 episodes
Yeah,
in
he
today. I
probably
mean, he
is,
works
3
from
episodes
home.
in.
We
Yeah.
know that he's watching it right now.
Is it on Netflix?
It's on YouTube TV and I think on
Okay.
Hulu as well.
Here's a question. If he had asked you ahead of time and said, hey, you're leaving for your thing, I'm going to have some time, how would you feel?
Hard
about it?
no.
Hard no.
Hard no. I would say, what do you mean? I would have been an immediate no. Immediate no.
He did make a good calculation in some way because he just went ahead and did it.
He
and
just
you
did
said
it
you're going to
without
forgive
asking.
him. So
Yep,
he
I mean,
gets
that's how
everything
it
he
goes.
wanted, except I'm sure he's realizing now he's got no one to talk to about it. And
Well,
that's probably hurting him a little
That
bit.
is hard when you have a show that you're watching with someone, and if one person gets busy, the other, it's hard to finish it.
Which is why you should never start watching a show with somebody
There it
else.
is.
Do it all alone. Which also, when do you have enough
sad.
time alone to watch something?
Okay, fine. Don't watch anything
Just
at all.
don't watch
Just don't watch
anything.
the shows. No shows.
Just never watch things.
Thanks for watching the worst of the riot. Since you made it this far, you might as well like, subscribe, and check out riot.radiou.com for even more riot.